So have you ever been in a conversation and just felt, well, boring? Like you have absolutely nothing interesting to add? It's a terrible feeling, right? But what if I told you that getting a compelling personality is actually a skill, and it's surprisingly easy to learn? Let's break down exactly how to do it.
Ah, yes, that question. The one that can just stop a great conversation dead in its tracks. Your mind goes completely blank. You know you do things, you have a life, but all of a sudden you can't name a single one. It's a feeling a lot of us know way too well.
And when this happens over and over, it's really easy to start believing it. You start to think, maybe I am boring. But listen, the problem isn't that you don't have a personality. The problem is how you're thinking about the whole thing.
Okay, let's just tackle this head on. The internet is absolutely full of generic advice. Take a personality test, join a pottery class. But most of it just doesn't work because it completely misunderstands the real issue, especially the most common and frankly the most useless piece of advice you'll ever hear.
Just be yourself. We've all heard it a million times. But as the source for this explainer puts it so well, this is basically extrovert propaganda. I mean, it's fantastic advice if you're already a charismatic, outgoing person. But for the rest of us, it's like telling someone who can't swim to just, float. It is not helpful at all.
So, if being yourself is a total dead end, what's the alternative? Well, we need to completely redefine our goal here. Let's just forget the big abstract idea of personality and get really practical about what it actually means when you're talking to people. And here it is. For what we're trying to do, this is the only definition that matters. We're not talking about your deep internal soul or your identity. We're talking about having clear, memorable traits that make you interesting and give you something to connect with people over. That's it. It's basically a communication tool. And this is a really crucial point. Just collecting random experiences is not the answer. Taking a pottery class or backpacking through Europe doesn't automatically make you an interesting person to talk to. Why? Because it lacks focus. You need a better method.
And that better method, believe it or not, comes from a really unexpected place. The super competitive world of elite college admissions. It's this powerful trick used to make otherwise well-rounded students seem exceptional and really stand out from thousands of other applicants.
It's called the spike method. And the core idea is so simple. Instead of being kind of good at a lot of things, being well-rounded, you develop a deep, noticeable expertise in one specific area. It makes you unique. It makes you unforgettable.
Think of a typical person's interests like this flat line. You might have a bunch of shallow hobbies. You watch some shows, you read a little, you've traveled once or twice. Nothing really stands out. You're well-rounded, sure, but you're not memorable.
And this is what happens when you develop a spike. All your other interests are still there, but that one area of deep knowledge just shoots right up, making your whole profile instantly stick out. It gives people a hook, a really simple, clear way to remember you.
Now, you might be thinking, this is great, but all my interests are kind of boring. I promise you, it does not matter what the topic is. Let's take one of the most mundane activities imaginable, cleaning, and see how the spike method can make it genuinely cool.
Here is the magic of the spike. If you focus on any niche topic, even something like cleaning, for just a little while, you can easily know more about it than 99% of the population. I mean, in less than a month, you can become the go-to expert on that thing in your social circle.
Okay, let's try this out. Imagine you're at a party. Someone turns to you and asks that dreaded question. But this time, you're not going to freeze up. This time, you're ready to go with your spike.
See how that works? It's completely unexpected. You're not just saying you like to be tidy, you're actually positioning yourself as someone with unique insider knowledge on the topic. It immediately makes people curious. And there it is. The "oh, like what?" That is the golden response you're looking for. You've hooked them. You haven't bored them with a bunch of facts. You've made them curious. The conversation door is now wide open for you to walk right through. And now you deliver the payload. You drop a fascinating little fact, a myth-busting insight, or maybe just a funny story you learned while you were diving into this. In an instant, you've turned cleaning into a genuinely interesting topic of conversation. Mission accomplished.
Now, there is one really crucial rule to making this work perfectly. It's not just about what you know, it's all about how you share it. And we're going to call it the Bill Nye rule.
So this is the most important point. Your goal is to be a generous host, to invite people into your interesting little world. It is not to be a gatekeeper who just shows off with a bunch of confusing jargon. Making it accessible is absolutely everything. It's really the perfect comparison. Bill Nye makes science exciting for millions of people because he makes it simple and engaging. A PhD scientist might know way more, but they'll often lose their entire audience in a sea of technical jargon. Your job is not to be the PhD. Your job is to be Bill Nye.
Okay, time to bring it all home. Here is your clear, actionable, 3-step mission to building your very own spike.
It really is this simple. First, find it. Pick something you're genuinely curious about. It does not matter how weird it is. Second, learn it. Dive in just deep enough so you know more than the average person. And third, share it. Make that topic your new go-to answer when someone asks what you're into. Look, at the end of the day, you don't need a new personality. You just need a better strategy. So the question is, what will your spike be? Competitive knitting? The history of memes? The truth about robot vacuums? What's that one niche thing that's going to make you memorable?